Hello everyone, I'm Brahmithra. Dark Herald number 2 is up today. As you can see, the date March 1st. I guess February is a short month. It's hard to do it when you're supposed to do it, but that's okay. He only missed it by a little bit. 12 hours or so, 15 hours or so, whatever. 16 hours or so. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Who cares? He made that clear last time. He just doesn't care. So, let's just talk about Frogdog. Gambler's Chest is proceeding apace. Excited to share more news soon. Cool. Hopefully it's not the same pace that it's been proceeding at, because that's not proceeding. Hopefully at whatever. Sorry about the Dark Herald being a bit late. I held them up waiting on a new batch of 3D prints. Okay. I'm assuming that would have to be the Frogdog 3D prints that we're about to see. Those armor kits. It would have to be. I sure would hope that you're not delaying all of this for no reason. Like printing off, I don't know, Screaming God prints for some reason. Oh wait, those went on the sale. That's right. There was a sale the same exact day. Maybe they were printing stuff for the sale, which has nothing to do with this. But they released them at the same exact time, which is fine. I mean, it's just all marketing. Might as well have a sale, even though everything sells out all at the same exact time. Like, you launch the sale, everything's sold out. So it doesn't really matter. You don't really have to market everything. You know what you could do? You could, have a newsletter send out to people and, inform them that way. If people subscribe to the newsletter. Oh, wait. There is a newsletter that if you do have subscribed to the newsletter, you get a shop newsletter that tells you when sales are coming forward. And it appears that they will be selling reprints of current expansions, a pre-order of them. Nowhere here in this update does it talk anything about that. But, it is what it is. Management is difficult. Running a business is difficult, So, anyway. Dark Herald number 2. Hello, everyone. So good to join you again for the second Dark Herald update. This month, we're taking a trip to the Cess Pond to look at lore and gameplay of the quarry that populates the pond's still waters, the Frogdog. Let's revisit the Frogdog expansion and review the trials and terrors you can expect from our amphibious canine. So then we got our picture here with the Frogdog and the dog poles right here. These are the dog poles are the things that grow up into Black Knight. So interesting and neat. We've already seen these. In fact, you can already buy a Frogdog. So, I mean, whatever. You can already buy them. These have been on sale forever. This has been a very long-standing mold. So those pictures are just fluff. The Cess Pond is a swampy biome that lies at the base of the inverted mountain. Its murky waters are filled by rains of filth and death from the mountain above. This is the home of the Frogdog, a foul-smelling creature that features swollen carbuncle heads protruding from the sides of its amphibious frame. The Frogdog spawn, dog poles, are birthed at a near constant rate after the female consumes her male mate. This breeding cycle can last lantern decades. So then we get a cool image here of the Frogdog sitting inside the cess pond or the cesspool and all these crazy vegetation all around it. Very neat image. Very cool. So here we have, I'm going to scroll to here. Hunting the Frogdog is a hazardous endeavor wherein survivors must wade knee-deep in murky waters filled with unknown creatures. The monster itself fights dirty, literally. Like the dung beetle knight, your level of stink matters in this fight. Beware of the Frogdog's heinous origin. Its weaponized farts make survivors, or mark survivors with a cornucopia of rancid scents. Worse still, different farts have distinct effects that shock and maim survivors in unique ways. So this is the fart deck, something that I am not super into. It's interesting, but whatever. I don't know. It's fine. Frogdog, I think, will still be a very cool quarry. I'm really excited for Frogdog, mainly because it has a prologue, and I think we will see the confirmation of a prologue still being in this. So now there's going to be a cut, because Kingdom Death artwork be Kingdom Death artwork. So we're cutting here. Now we're back. Tongue-Tied. So this is an example of an AI card. So, Tongue-Tied. Pick target. Stinkiest threat in range. Furthest threat in range. No target. Cagey. And then there's a flow. Place the monster on the lily pad closest to its target and turn to face the target. The Frogdog's spongy tongue grabs hold. Place the target knocked down adjacent to the monster. Okay. Doesn't seem to be a range on this. So this kind of just seems to happen. So this flow would be mainly to get them out of the way, I guess. I don't know what you would do with this flow. I mean, you could try to kill it in this flow, but there doesn't seem to be a range on this tongue. So it seems like this is going to happen. If you get targeted, then this thing's going to jump and turn to face you, and then the Frogdog spongy tongue grabs hold, and then you're just moved, knocked down. It seems like it has infinite range. Doesn't seem to play into field of view. Doesn't seem to play into anything here. You could, if you even dash to get behind terrain, nothing seems to matter here. So, and then it's going to move off of the thing and then attack you, I guess. So it's going to jump to the lily pad and then move and attack you. And then speed 3, accuracy 5, 2 damage. And this is a advanced, so not that big of a deal for basic or prologue or whatever, but interesting, kind of weird. This is kind of weird, but whatever. And then we have dizzying emission, the disorientating sensation of losing your balance is a dizzying emission. Target a survivor fewest spaces from the heinous origin. Okay, so I'm assuming that's the blind spot. So they suffer monster level damage to the head hit location and gain a stink token. Targets in the emission zone suffer double damage. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this is Headhunter. Undodgeable. Whew. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, that's gonna be a rough card. Then we have so next we have the farts that emit from the heinous origin aren't its only weapons. Its twitching hands deliver wet slaps. Its festering heels deal twitching kicks. Its sagging carbuncles change shape to resemble terrible survivor memories from lantern years past. Then we have this image here, which shows all the survivors with founding stones, founding stone, and cloth. So it does seem to be that we will still be getting sort of a prologue, right? This seems like something you would see from a prologue kind of event, but maybe not. A lot of the artwork sometimes is just shows them not really advanced, but the fact they're all holding founding stones and everything could be, hopefully, that we're still getting this prologue. And then we have, if that wasn't enough, the monster utilizes the surrounding vegetation to make and escape oncoming attacks. This is the lily pads it was talking about, as you saw in the one basic attack, how it jumps to them. The Cespon's titanic lily pads are encompassed of elastic cellulose that naturally propels all manner of creature into the air. These survivors can use this to their advantage by launching themselves skyward and using the resulting momentum to make a forceful strike. This is best shown off in the Twist Gaming Gen Con demo of the Frogdog. So this is like 3-year-old mechanics here. I think that was 2019. So either way, there's the thingy. Survivors making use of this bouncy flora might want to catapult themselves toward the Frogdog's heinous origin. Well, this will put them in the winking eye of the storm. A well-placed attack from there might just have the opportunity to make the fart harmlessly dissipate in the air. Yeah, this is like so very stupidly worded. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the theming of this monster, but I get it. It's fine. There's just a lot of winks and nods, like that winking. It's very juvenile and stupid. But it's fine, I guess, right? There's so many monsters in Kingdom Death, you gotta at least still applaud variety. Like all quarry monsters, survivors who are lucky enough to defeat the Frogdog will be amply rewarded with tools from its putrid body parts. And then these again, we've seen these. This is this is all their stuff. And then we have, in particular, the Frogdog's waxy dermis makes a slick membrane armor that buoys its wearer in the air. These air pockets augment its users' attacks by adding propulsion to their swings. However, heavy impacts may create punctures in the armor, causing the air pockets to burst. This disables the amplifying effects of the armor, but the resulting force of the compressed air escaping can propel its wearer backwards to safety. Now this is interesting because this is a new icon here, which I don't know what this is. But it's not spend survival action. I think it might just be a passive effect here. You may reveal all cards on this double sphincter limit once per act. So this might just be a passive ability that's connected to reveal. So I think this little icon with the eyes here is just a reveal mechanic. So for them to make an icon means we might be getting a lot more reveal stuff. However, this is a very, very specific item here. Reveal all card. This only helps on the Frogdog. Like this does nothing when you're this particular ability. When you're stinky +1 accuracy. That's good because Monster Grease is stinky, so like this is just pretty good. This works very well with just being like a early game item while you are stinky +1 accuracy because it's got the double blues on the side here. Very, very, very powerful double blues because you could put Luck Charm on here very easily early game, and then also what's the other well, I guess you wouldn't be using Lion if you were using the prologue, but right, I just can't think of what else is here on the right. But there's another one that points right. Usually the left one is the harder one to fulfill, or the left side is the one that you normally always have. The rights are the ones you need that link. So having a right blue is good on an item. They're the more rare. But this is, like I said, like Luck Charm where it's got the double. So these blue affinities are quite good, and completing this is pretty easy. If only I can remember the name of that lantern that has a blue. And then we have Membrane Vest right here. The first time this armor at this location is reduced to 0. That is very clunky wording. I don't know why that's worded like that. The first time this armor at this location is reduced to 0. That's very clunky armor, or very clunky wording, because I don't know. You could only wear one armor piece for each location unless you have something that's like an accessory or something. So, like cloak or something could be also here because it's an accessory. But this is implying that you should be tracking which armor goes to which. So if say you were wearing an accessory that had one armor, and then that gave you a 3 total armor, you would need to then track which one is taking the damage. Say if you took 1 damage, you'd be like, well, I'm going to take that first damage to the cloak. Then I still have my 2 full membrane vest to use if I have unresolved damage next. It's very weird. I don't know why it just wouldn't say the first time you take damage at this location. Like, the first time you take damage at this location, it's reduced to 0. So it's so weird. It's so weird. But it is what it is. And then here, we've seen these before mainly because we've seen the Twitch gaming or the Twist gaming thing. So if you've watched that, I recommend that video. But if you haven't, there's a whole demo on Frogdog and how it all works and everything. There's a lot of other weapons that weren't even shown here. Even in these images and stuff, there's other weapons. So very neat. Looks like a shield here. Shield, axe, whip. That is like the direct opposite of White Lion. This is like, let's just make Gorm. That's pretty much what this is here. Gorm. The reason why you'd replace White Lion with Gorm is because you want shield and you want an axe. So looks like here you go. This is perfect. I agree with this 100% because if you really are looking to supplement White Lion should have its own thing, right? So White Lion should be the spear like it is, and then the bow, and then, I don't know, the daggers or something. But for this, yeah, here you go. Spear, axe, whip. You should give the prologue should, or the core, no one prologue, however you want to say it. The very early game core should give high variety. That's why Gorm is so sought after, because it comes with a shield, comes with a great axe, and has actual, like, kind of good daggers. The daggers in there. So if you were wanting to play a different set of weapons when you start a campaign, if you don't want to just go spear, bow, that's what everyone spear, bow. That's what you do with Lion. That's why Gorm is so cool. So this is great. Just the fact that these 3 things are what they show off is great. Then these are probably the 3D prints he was waiting on, I'm assuming. Frogdog here. Great that these narrative sculpts, actually have poses. Look at this. A leg that's crouching. It's so amazing. It's kind of weird here. This guy over here, the guy who's just like crouching but not on one of those things. It's kind of weird. He's kind of like falling down, holding his shield there. Also weird that this shield that he has with like the spikes on it here and or whatever this person has here, like a bow or whatever, I don't see them here in this image. I don't see a shield with a whole bunch of spikes on it. But this looks to be like alchemy, kind of like Gorm. Looks like you're just going to do... This looks a lot like Gorm, which is good, because Gorm is considered one of the better node ones. You should copy Gorm. I 100% go for that. See, if this is a shield or whatever this is here, doesn't have that spikes on it like that guy has. And the axe here looks different. This looks not like the axe that was being used by these sculpts down here. You can see in the back here. I guess it kind of looks like it, but not really. It looks like a different axe. Maybe it is the same one. It's harder to tell now that I look at it again. Maybe that is the same axe. Yeah, you know what? That is probably the same axe. This other thing, I don't know what this person's using. Looks like a spear. Don't know what that is. Could be another instrument and a dagger. Could be one of these things here, which I just can't tell. Maybe it's the IV here. I don't know what it is. That's it for this month's Dark Herald update. We hope that reading this didn't make your eyes too stinky. No. This was a very poorly timed update, but, very appreciated. I just have my faults with the very first sentence of this, that the Gambler's Chest is still being worked on. That is quite concerning, but as I mentioned in the last Dark Herald, from now on, it's just you have to evaluate. This is going to be it, right? Let me go all the way up to the top here again. So as you can see, sorry about the Dark Herald being a bit late, right? It was literally the last hour of the day. People were waiting for this. What this means is sorry about the Dark Herald being a bit late, meaning that, yes, the last minute, the last possible second, the very last minute, he is going to delay. You should expect these Dark Herald updates to be delayed as far into the month as possible. There is no chance of him ever doing any one of these in a timely manner. If anything, they will be late, and that's perfectly fine. That's what this first sentence says. Sorry about the Dark Herald being a bit late. It's the next month, right? Meaning that if he had got it out at the very last minute, 11:59 on February 28th, which would be last night at the very last second, that's perfect. On time as far as he's concerned. The very last minute, bare minimum effort to do anything in advance, he is fine with it. That's him. That's when we should expect them, right? He's not apologizing for the fact that, oh, you know what, I should have done this sooner. Why didn't I do this like in the 25th? Why didn't I do this last Friday? Nah, just expect it the very last minute of the last day of the month, within the last hour, right? That's it. That's his expectations he's built up for himself. Very, very, very minimal. There's no chance he's ever going. I mean, he always says he's going to excel and succeed and push past expectations. No. This right here, your opening sentence, sorry about the Dark Herald being a bit late, means that your goal, your time frame was 11:59, February 28th. That was the acceptable time for you. All your above and beyond, pushing to the very last minute, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. I do believe that you're working hard on Gambler's Chest. I do believe you're going to try to make it as best as you can. I do not believe that you were spending extra time on things anymore. I think you were just doing the bare minimum and getting it out when you can, and it's not done yet, which is fine. I don't want you to push it out undercooked, but I do not believe that you're spending time to make it as best as possible. I just do not believe that anymore. Based on this opening sentence. You could have done this on Friday. You did not need to wait till midnight on the 28th. And especially if the 3D prints had nothing to do with this, and we can't confirm or deny that they did, you know that, hence why you just gave that excuse, right? Waiting on a batch of new 3D prints. What does it have to do with Dark Herald? It's a different person. Unless those were the ones that were in the Frogdog, which they might be. So we can't confirm or deny that they aren't. If they were, and that's why you had to wait to get pictures, well, why weren't you printing these beforehand? You knew Frogdog was the February update. Why weren't you printing those sculpts a long time ago? Or is that all you did in February? Was this the work that you've emulled to in February? You do say the Gambler's Chest is still not done. Is this a month's work? Were you waiting a month to print off those Frogdog sculpts? Either way, like I said, the only thing you can do, I said this last time, it's just a perspective now. This is his expectation. This is how he's going to deal with stuff. Everything's going to be the very last minute. And you're either just on board for that ride, and I'm fine with it. I fully expect we will get all of Gambler's Chest. I fully expect we will get all of Campaigns of Death. I fully expect we will see Frogdog. I fully expect 75% of the things we're still waiting for. I seriously have doubts about things like the Griffin or Abyssal Woods. There's some things where I have serious doubt about some of them now. Just because. And that's still fine, right? He's not obligated, as he said. He very eloquently, he made that very clear last time. And he's right. He's 100% right. That he's fully right to cancel whenever he wants and give everybody a refund of his Kickstarter. He can do that. So, if that happens, you know what? I'm still fine with it. That's just, because let me rephrase that. I would not be fine with him canceling everything and refunding everyone. I'm saying that I would be fine with him canceling Griffin or whatever. You know, the things we've literally seen nothing about from Wave 4. So, this was the Dark Herald. They're still fun. I still have fun with them. It's so surprising to me that these expectations for him to put out this level of an update, something that was already at Gen Con and really didn't have that much information on, since we've already seen those goggles before. and we already knew the pitch, and we already knew it had a prologue, and we already knew most of this stuff. Again, this was just a revisit. That this couldn't have just been put out sooner. Or it's just so weird to me that this happened. Why did this happen on March 1st? Either way, there's a store up now. I saw the Gorm stuff went up, so awesome. Hopefully people got Gorm. If you got a Gorm during the sale, that's awesome. I still enjoy Kingdom Death. It's just weird that this happened on March 1st. I just don't understand. I get it from a marketing standpoint, but he doesn't do. It's not right. If this was a company that was clearly trying to market a sale, knowing that they needed to drive hits to their website, they would do stuff like this. They would release an update at the same time they made with a sale to pull in product, right? That sale has so many bots and scalpers all over it. It doesn't even matter, right? That sale was, everybody's looking for that. If this update wouldn't have launched, the sale would have been none less. So this update does not affect the sale, regardless of if that's what he thinks or whatever. This could have been just done. This could have just been done on the last day of the month. So that's it. I'll see you March or April 1st. Maybe. Oh, April 1st has a lot of possibility there. So I'll see you at the next Dark Herald update.